Stefan Saliger has joined us from Shell. We have a theme today you can see emerging, which is to do with network development and how we best supply our customers. Stefan's joined us to share with us the experience of one of the big oil companies in Europe in building up AdBlue supply infrastructure at the fuel station, telling us what's happened more recently, that Shell's done some research work in the past, which we've heard about, and so that's developed further. We'll hear how that's gone. Stefan is Global AdBlue Manager within the Royal Dutch Shell Group, responsible for the global AdBlue strategy for Shell downstream, for heavy duty, light duty, medium duty, and passenger car. So this falls in his wheelhouse, to use the US term, and we're very glad to have him sharing his views on how this is developing and the next steps for the future. Stefan, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. Good morning, everybody. This one for my presentation, just a disclaimer note. What I will guide you now a little bit about our view on the outlook for the mobility for our customers. Then I will show you about our marketing activities in the last 12 months and some feedbacks from our customers in Europe on the AdBlue side. Industry outlook. You see here that the global vehicle sales and the global vehicle fleet outlook for the next 2040. The main message is here that the combustion engine will be part of it, but with a decline over the sales. But if you look at the total fleet, it's still a big chunk of it, and the electrification will happen. It's a very important slide here. What I would like the point here from the Shell perspective or from the retailer perspective, we have to prepare ourselves right now for the energy transition. Energy transition means electrification, so any investments in the retail network needs to be there. And of course, the fuel side, they need to be more low emission fuels like LNGs or hydrogen. So this coming back to the presentation from GreenCam, retailers needs to look at this energy transition and also direct their investments in these future energy transition mode of supply. So therefore, investments in AdBlue infrastructure needs also competing with the ongoing energy transition. Yeah, Shell worldwide consists of 44,000 retail sites. We are growing our network. We are in 17 markets and we're serving 30 million customers every day. So we have a quite good basis of feedback from a daily operation. Shell is a quite important brand for us. So it's, you see here it's a big value, and therefore we take everything what we can to protect our brand and even improve the brand value. We are here a quite important player also with our Shell card. So we have, of course, a lot of experience in the truck business. We have in Europe around 750 retail sites equipped with roughly 1,000 AdBlue pumps. And this knowledge we, of course, would like to bring to the cars and the van customers. And here we have a quite good customer base where we can serve these customers with AdBlue. Yeah, 2 years ago, I was here and presented a 3 years trial we did on behalf of the VDA in Germany on the AdBlue pump. And last year in Dresden, I presented what we did was with the customer experience. So we trained a lot our forecourt attendants and our people on the ground. And what I will do now, I give you really an update what we currently do and what we have we done in the last few months. In Europe, we have roughly 10,400 retail sites, but we operating in 3 different modes. So we either own a Shell site, or a dealer owns a Shell site, or we license the brand. So for example, in Spain or in Portugal, we have licensed partner, or in whole Africa area. So you see the Shell brand, but we actually do not operate them. That is important to when you come in next slides in which location we are present with AdBlue. Here, predominantly in our, we call it direct markets in the UK, Benelux, DACH, so Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and in the Eastern European countries, we are present, and we have roughly AdBlue offer, which predominantly is packed offer, on roughly 3,200 retail sites. So out of the 10,400 or 500 retail sites in Europe, we have 3,200 retail sites. And of course, you see the big diesel markets in Germany and UK, we have predominantly the highest numbers. We are not present in Italy, unfortunately, and we have only retail sites in France at the motorway sites. Therefore, the France retail sites are very small, even if France is a big diesel market. And as you see here, we, for example, have in the UK, that is quite interesting offer. The 10-liter pack is the predominantly pack we sold in the UK, whereas in Germany we mostly sell the 5-liter pack, and we more and more go also in, especially in Poland, in the AdBlue market in advertising here, more and more AdBlue. Oh. What have we done on the marketing communication? We basically trained our forecourt attendant, and I will show you also 2 videos on that. So really, AdBlue is now a part of the daily sales of our Tankwart service or forecourt attendant to the customers. We went to the International Motor Show in Frankfurt in September, and basically had 8 booth stands over there, and we promoted even in our flyers. You see it here on the right-hand side, Find AdBlue, so as a member of this group. It was well received. We incorporated also since October 2017 a new spill-free bottle of 3.5 liter. And since June, so this month, we actually in the DACH region, so in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, introduced a new range of packed products and also labels. And more in all countries, we incorporate AdBlue sales into our Club Smart program, which is our loyalty program. So a lot of activities, marketing communication, to bring the discussion more to the customers that the diesel engine with AdBlue can be a very clean and efficient solution. Now I show you 2 videos. The first video is very short. That is the very new video where we actually show, it's in German, but we show how we incorporate the AdBlue offer into the forecourt attendant service. And the second one is an updated video where we actually, in the social media, we basically try to communicate how to refill. So this is really where you see try to convince the customer to actually go to the forecourt attendants. It's a free service to refill, and he did not only the cleaning of the car or the refill of diesel, so he's actually looking for several services. And the second video.
Hallo, ich bin Regine Heilmann von Shell und dort verantwortlich für AdBlue. Viele neue Dieselfahrzeuge benutzen bereits AdBlue. Ob Ihr Fahrzeug diesen Zusatzstoff benötigt, entnehmen Sie Ihrem Betriebshandbuch. Wenn Ihr Dieselfahrzeug AdBlue benötigt, dann wird irgendwann bei Ihnen im Display die AdBlue-Warnlampe aufblinken. Wissen Sie, was Sie dann am besten machen? Ab zu Ihrer nächsten Shell-Station, idealerweise mit Shell-Tankwart-Service.
Das ist AdBlue. Es ist eine geruchlose und farblose Flüssigkeit, bestehend aus Wasser und Harnstoff. Es reduziert die Stickoxidemissionen Ihres Dieselmotors bis zu 90%. Das ist gut für die Umwelt und Ihr Auto erfüllt damit die vorgeschriebene Euro-6-Norm.
Und ganz wichtig zu wissen, ist der AdBlue-Tank einmal völlig leer, springt Ihr Motor tatsächlich nicht mehr an. An immer mehr Shell-Stationen erkennen Sie an diesem Symbol auf dem Monolithen, hier gibt es den Shell-Tankwart-Service und dort ist der Tankwart Ihr richtiger und kompetenter Ansprechpartner. Doch auch an Shell-Stationen ohne Shell-Tankwart-Service sind Sie bei uns immer an der richtigen Adresse. AdBlue für Pkw gibt es als verpackte Ware natürlich in jedem Shell-Shop. Sie brauchen aber keine Angst haben, dass Sie da nicht ankommen. Sie können noch bis zu 2000 Kilometer fahren. Je nach Fahrzeugmodell befindet sich der AdBlue-Tank an verschiedenen Stellen. Im Kofferraum, im Motorraum und unter der Tankklappe. Ganz wichtig ist, es gibt unterschiedliche Methoden, AdBlue zu befüllen.
AdBlue ist gesundheitlich völlig unbedenklich, greift aber bestimmte Materialien an.
Wie zum Beispiel einige Metalle, Lacke, Leder und Textilien und hinterlässt dort Flecken. Am leichtesten geht das Befüllen hier unter dem Tankdeckel. Dazu eignet sich dieser 4,7 Liter Kanister.
Für die Befüllung im Kofferraum und Motorraum haben wir eine spezielle 3,5 Liter Flasche. Sie ist einfach und sicher. Flasche öffnen, Flasche festdrehen, zu sich ziehen, befüllen und dann drücken Sie die Flasche wieder hinein, um den Füllvorgang zu stoppen. Sie können die Flasche jetzt abdrehen. Und weil AdBlue im Innenraum tatsächlich Schaden anrichten könnte, ist diese Flasche für die Befüllung dort besonders zu empfehlen. Und jetzt fragen Sie sich, ob Sie das auch alles selber machen können. Ja, das können Sie. Aber viel entspannter ist es, wenn es Ihr Tankwart an der Shell-Station macht. Der kennt sich damit aus und füllt natürlich viel häufiger AdBlue nach, als Sie es selbst machen. Und der Service ist natürlich kostenlos für Sie. Also kommen Sie zur nächsten Shell-Station mit Shell-Tankwart-Service. Ihr Tankwart erwartet Sie mit Know-how und freundlichem Service.
Yeah, and now I would like to come to our reflection on the customer buying behaviors. So basically, we asked over a period of roughly 6 months our customers. We call it customer insight information from the direct market, so UK, Benelux, DACH, and CE, and our forecourt attendants on the feedback, what really happened in the last 6 months on their behaviors. The first one for me surprised that the types of customers increased. So last year, I think, or the year before, I presented that the customer type is more women and elderly people, but it's coming predominantly really all sorts of business men and women using the leasing cars and basically refill at the Shell site. So plus, of course, the women and elderly people too, which enjoy the forecourt attendant service. The customers, they asked not only the forecourt attendant, but also the service people at the retail sites to support them for the AdBlue refill when the warning at the display happened, and the majority did not know where and how to refill it. So this is something where our forecourt attendant, of course, can play a role, but it also shows us that the information from the car manufacturers probably can be much better to the customers. Also, we receive a higher base of customers, which tells us they coming from a workshop experience, refill workshop experience, and now basically get this service for much less money at the retail sites, and the refill service even for free. That was also a high base of feedback that I really enjoyed that. So that is something where we see, of course, it's a lot of volume probably be refilled at the workshops, but probably the shift from the workshop to the refill to the retail sites will happen over time. Especially our forecourt attendants told us that the refill information at the AdBlue display in the car has improved, but it's still sometimes difficult to find. And you can imagine you drive in and the forecourt attendant asks the customer, how many liters should I refill? And the customer has no clue. And then he tried to find out the information in the display. And sometimes you have only 1 or 2 minutes. Otherwise, customers think the forecourt attendant is not capable enough, or he has no clue, or whatever. So we trained him a lot on different models, but he's still struggling sometimes to find the right solution. And the last point is really the AdBlue sales with the forecourt attendants is more than double. And what we also experienced that in our few retail sites where we have options to refill at a pump, this is even much higher than with the sales, much higher than with the pack product. So I think I see here really a need from the customer for refill options per liter via a pump. But as I said, the investment case is competing for the retailers with other options, mode of supply when it comes to the long-term energy transition. So we have really to compete with the electrification and with low emission fuels like LNG or hydrogen. So therefore, at the moment, Shell is looking at any options where it makes is feasible, but volume is not as big as it satisfy any investment case to really further roll out big investments in AdBlue pumps across Europe. Yeah, that is my presentation with regard to our journey from the last 12 months, and open for any questions.